There comes a moment in a woman's life that doesn't announce itself loudly. It doesn't arrive with clarity or confidence. It often comes quietly, in the middle of exhaustion, in the aftermath of heartbreak, or in the stillness after chasing things that were supposed to fulfill her. It's that subtle realization that something is missing, not externally, but internally. And in that space, a question begins to form. What if the life I've been building isn't the life I was created for? When a woman begins to align her life with God, it doesn't instantly make everything easier. In fact, sometimes it makes things feel more exposed. Because alignment is not about escaping reality. It's about finally seeing it clearly. It's not about becoming perfect overnight. It's about being transformed from the inside out, layer by layer, truth by truth. For so long, insecurity may have been her background noise. The constant need to be chosen, to be validated, to be seen as enough. She may have shaped herself to fit expectations, softening parts of her personality. But alignment shifts that foundation. Slowly, she begins to realize that her worth was never meant to be negotiated. There is a quiet confidence that starts to grow, not loud or arrogant, but steady. The kind that comes from knowing she is already seen by God. Her view of relationships begins to change too. What she once called love, she starts to examine more honestly. The patterns she tolerated, the confusion she endured, it all becomes clearer. She no longer romanticizes what drains her. And this is where alignment becomes costly, because sometimes love is no longer enough reason to stay. Sometimes obedience requires walking away, even when her feelings are still involved. Not because she doesn't care, but because she understands real love. At the same time, alignment brings her face to face with her own pain. The wounds she once buried begin to surface: rejection, abandonment. But this time, she is not dealing with her pain alone. God doesn't expose her wounds to shame her, He reveals them to heal her. Her understanding of success also begins to shift. Before, it may have been defined by external achievements, career, recognition, stability. She starts asking a different question, not just, what do I want to achieve, but what am I called to do? There is a difference. One is driven by ambition, the other by purpose. She may still pursue excellence, but now it's about being faithful. Then comes the part that stretches her the most, waiting for clarity, for healing, for the right relationships, for doors to open. Waiting can feel like silence, like delay. But in alignment, she begins to understand that waiting is not punishment. It is preparation. Because the woman she is becoming needs to be ready for what she is praying for. Not every delay is denial. But alignment also confronts what is happening within her. She begins to recognize that some patterns are rooted in her own choices. Instead of justifying them, she starts to bring them before God honestly. She stops saying, "This is just how I am," and begins to pray, "God, change me." Over time, she starts to experience deliverance. Things that once controlled her begin to lose their power. Cycles begin to break. She is no longer feeding the things that once kept her stuck. She is feeding truth. She is feeding her spirit. And slowly, she becomes freer. One of the biggest changes, though, is this. She stops chasing happiness. Happiness is fragile. It depends on circumstances she cannot control. She begins to pursue something deeper, holiness. Not perfection, but alignment. When she stops chasing happiness, she finds peace. And in that process, she becomes whole. No longer looking for someone to complete her. No longer entering relationships out of lack. Her perspective stretches beyond the present. She starts to see that her life is not just about temporary moments, but eternal impact. Even when no one else understands her decisions, she knows that God sees, God knows, and God honors a life aligned with Him. And the truth is, she is not perfect. She still has struggles. She still has moments where she has to realign again. But she is no longer the same woman she used to be. She is anchored, grounded, set apart. In choosing to align her life with God, she finds what she was truly searching for. Not validation, not happiness, but something deeper: holiness.